How do you survive each day? Most people use electricity. Now be honest, how many of you take electricity for granted? Many methods of electricity harm our Earth in unimaginable ways. Coal produces tremendous amounts of greenhouse gases, and we're running out of fossil fuels. But there's another very reliable source of electricity: nuclear power. According to the World Electricity Production, in 2012 and 2013, nuclear power plants provided 10.9% of the world's electricity production. In 2014, 13 countries relied on nuclear energy to supply at least 1/4 of the total electricity. Today, I'll explain to you that nuclear energy is the best and only option for reliable and sustainable energy. Nuclear energy is one of our main sources of energy. Without it, many people would not have energy today. As the world begins to evolve and need to grow as a society to reach our dreams and complete hard tasks, I believe we must commit to nuclear energy as the best and only option for reliable and sustainable energy. No. Without it, many people will not have energy today. As the world begins to evolve and need to grow as a society to reach our dreams and complete hard tasks, I believe we must commit to nuclear energy as our main source of energy as we need to grow and advance our community. Nuclear-powered energy has one of the most reasonable impacts on the environment of any other energy source. Nuclear energy produces very low amounts of greenhouse gases. Coal-fired power plants produce higher levels of radioactive materials and gases into the atmosphere than correctly functioning nuclear energy power plants. It is a much better solution, so we're not using the last of the Earth's natural resources, not to mention preserving our atmosphere and air. Biomass is the most common type of coal used in America today. The greenhouse gases emitted from mining it releases 100% methane directly into the atmosphere, which has a global warming probability of 23 times higher than CO2, but only remains in the atmosphere for 12 to 17 more years. In 2012, the extractions of methane from coal mining were 0.9% of all greenhouse gases emitted. The Center for Climate and Energy Sources states that nuclear energy is not just the safest and most efficient while adding the benefit of protecting the environment. Nuclear energy compared to coal energy is much cheaper. For 1 Earth year's worth of nuclear energy fuel, it costs $132. For coal fuel and energy, it costs $192 per year. Looking at the world wage income, more than 1/3 of the population cannot afford coal energy. Summing up on these facts, nuclear energy helps the environment while not pushing people's budgets, but with supplying them with reasonable energy. Good quality storage for radioactive is hard to find. Reactors tend to create 27 tons of spent fuels, which can be converted to 3 meters cubed per year of fuel. Both could be effectively isolated and have been handled and stored safely since nuclear power was discovered. The storage of spent fuels is usually stored in ponds within the individual reactors or in a common pool at the main buildings. More recently stated by the Seattle News, the U.S. Department of Energy lists the Idaho National Laboratory as a possible site for storing about 1,300 dump truckloads of low-level radioactive waste. Possible methods of disposal at the 890 square mile federal site in eastern Idaho include an intermediate depth disposal facility, a near-surface trench, or in a vault. This could mean that some of the world's problems could now be resolved, and we might have a reliable location to use for thousands of years. Many may argue that there are harmful effects of nuclear energy, but it helps medical patients. Though my opponents may argue that nuclear power is bad for the environment, I can say that nuclear power helps save lives. On the 29th of September 2011, Dr. Wilson Greatback was working with animal behavior. He was trying to record an animal's heart rate when he grabbed the wrong resistor and placed it on the circuit. The circuit pulsed for 1.8 milliseconds, stopped, and repeated itself again. He soon realized he was looking at a human heartbeat. He turned this discovery into a pacemaker, saving millions of lives to date. If my opponents think that helping the hurt is so bad, then I guess they don't believe in saving people's lives. I need to fix this paragraph. It's still really confusing. Regardless, nuclear energy helps save lives. Bone scans can detect the spread of cancer 6 to 18 months earlier than X-rays. Kidney scans are much more sensitive than X-rays in fully evaluating the kidney function. Also, CT and other medical procedures have also eliminated the need for surgery, leading to a lower risk of surgery-fatal situations. Therefore, without this source of energy, more than 17% of the world would be left powerless. and that we would be to blame. Someday, our existing resources are going to run out, and we're going to be left with very little options, as life as we know could possibly change. But change does not always have to be a bad thing. Nuclear energy has many uses and might help you reach your dreams, save your life, and or my opponent's life.